What's going on, y'all, man? This your boy KCFL King Self. Like, no intro tonight, man, because I don't feel like dealing with all that right now. Like I said, we already know what we heard earlier today on Dynamite. Tribute to the homeboy, Brody Lee, in WWE land. Y'all know him as Luke Harper. But, y'all, let's go ahead. I'm going to give my honest review about this show. I'm going to talk about all the matches that went down and where I feel like NXT needs to do a lot of things. I was not feeling tonight's episode outside the main event scene, which I think is pretty dope. I like the 4 players that they got in the main event scene. But everybody else, I just feel like, man, what y'all there for, man? Y'all just let it be there. So, also, they had they Nxt Slammy Awards. They was giving out awards all night. So, you open up the show. We had Isaiah Swerve Scott, Bronson Reed going at it. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I actually, personally, both of them. Bronson Reed was hitting. Bronson Reed was like the next big guy. He really was that next big guy. But ever since he been losing, it's like, okay, what do you have next for him? Like, honestly, what else do you have? And Isaiah, they killed Isaiah. I know he's supposed to be healed now, but they killed that man. They killed him, and I'm like, man. Every time I try my best. I try my best. I really do. I try. I try not to go this route, but they just seem like, man, they just don't have the slightest clue. They just don't when it comes to us. They say, hey, here, go on the show, do this, do that, and if it works, it works. And 99% of the time, it doesn't. And it's like, man, we just don't have to be on there, and it's sad, man. Like I said, I mean, Bronson Reed is great, but like I said, where did they both go? Isaiah take the pinfall means absolutely nothing. So let's see. He gave out. Oh yeah. Let's see. Make sure I'm missing nothing. Well, whatever the first award was, because he was passing out awards all night. So we got Breakout Star of the Year, Shotzi Blackheart. Here's my take on Shotzi Blackheart. I feel like they trying to push that girl to the bone. The young lady is a great wrestler. Yes, she can use some work in the ring. Yes, she can. I just want my girl to work on her promos. I really do. If she works on them promos, man, I can see her actually being a star. I really can. But once again, you you leave NXT and you become nothing when Vince gets his hands on you. So it is what it is. So then we got Breezango versus the Grizzly Young Veterans. What was even the point of this match? No story, nothing. It's like they were just on the show to be on the show. And I'm thinking this: if you got Danny Burch and Oni Lurkin with the tag team titles, when you think this match would be, whoever wins will get a shot at them at New Year's Eve? Nothing. They beat the brakes off each other. Grizzly Young Veterans win. Then Everrise come out there talking about some foolishness. Just sounded silly. I'm like, what these clowns running around? It was just stupid. So then we get Tag Team of the Year. You should already know who's gonna win. Like I said, I feel like these award shows be rigged for Undisputed Era because they practically carried the whole show for the last 3 years. To be honest with you, they just win. That's the Undisputed Era. They always win. That's the name of the game. So then we got Mercedes Martinez versus Valentina Faraz. She wins. She beat the brakes off of them. Then she said, "I want the NXT Women's Champions. I want Io Shirai." So it is what it is with that, man. Speaking of Io Shirai, she wins Women's Competitor of the Year, Io Shirai. Then we had the Men's Competitor of the Year, which Adam Cole. I told you they win that. That's how that all works. So then we get Pete Dunne versus Roger Strong. I honestly believe this is the best match of the night. But they was just fighting to be fighting, you know. Great match, but Cass was fighting just to be fighting, you know. It is what it is. So then we got Match of the year, Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly. Should have already knew better. And as Finn Balor was walking to the ring, he was stopped by Dunn. Dunn said, "You know I want that championship." He said, "Man, get back to the back of the line like everybody else. I'll deal with your behind later." So then we cut to Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa talking about their fight pit match, what they gonna have, whatever that is, man. Like I said, I feel like Tommaso Ciampa is just there to be there now. I feel like the injury has messed that man up. The neck injury has killed his momentum so bad. And I just feel like he there to be there. Same thing with Timothy Thatcher. Like Timothy Thatcher is on the come up, but how far can you go with these cats? So we got Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly. They in the ring talking about some. I knew that we had a great match, but let me tell you something, bro. I'm taking that title off of you next year. I'm taking it off. He looked at him and said, "I'm going to beat the brakes off you just like you broke my jaw. I'm going to show you exactly why I'm still champ." So then, next thing you know, we got the main event scene going on. We got Scarlett and Karrion Kross walking out there. Now, I told you, I like the main event scene. I'm still not a fan of neither one of these two. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just don't. I don't like Scarlett. Karrion Kross, I don't know, man. They just don't do it for me. But I do like the fact that Damian Priest is involved. So that tells me Damian Priest has been moved up into the main event scene, which is great. I give Triple H them kudos to that. That you pushed my man into the main event scene. I wasn't a Damian Priest fan when he first came through. I wasn't. I was like, who is this fool that's acting like he's shooting a bow and arrow? The fact that now you got all these clowns involved, it just says, all right, before Karrion Kross gets to being Finn Balor, he's got to go through Damian Priest. That's basically what that is. So they was beating the snot out of each other. They went through the doggone 10 glass, and then they went through a whole bunch of tables. That was all. I was like, man, listen, Karrion Kross, your behind just came back, bro. You already trying to injure yourself again? Come on now. So then after that, we cut to a video package between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez. Now, y'all, let me tell you something. I had no idea these two were homegirls. I did not know they was homettes. I'm serious, man. It seemed like the same storyline getting rehashed over and over again. Like, I understand one or two storylines where homies and homettes have beef, but that just seems like that's almost every storyline now. I said, now these girls used to be tight. They used to be tight. They ain't tight no more and all this crap. I'm like, now they finna have a last women standing match. I'm like, for what? Rhea Ripley finna go to the WWE to get buried and do absolutely nothing. I'm like, it's just on the show to be on the show. Speaking of being on the show to be on the show, man, the Cruiserweight Championship, I feel like it's irrelevant now. My man Santos Escobar, a.k.a. Mask Boy, used to be one of the best things on NXT because they actually gave the Cruiserweight Championship legitimacy. Now it's just a complete joke. And speaking of it being a complete joke, who did his boys go against? Who did Legado del Fantasma went against? They went against the returning Lucha House Party. You mean to tell me the clowns who've been jobbing out, chasing our truth for that stupid 24/7, 7-Eleven, whatever championship? These clowns are now back in NXT. So now Triple H, you want me to give a crap about Lucha House Party? Nope, I sure don't, because they're a waste of time. And that's unfortunate when you go to WWE. You know how Vince is. We know how Vince and his ways are. He will book you with the extra stereotypical gimmick on the planet. Does not care. And he made me not even give a grasp behind about Lucha House Party. I don't even care nothing about them. And the fact they won this match too. I said, well, for what? It was a waste of time. It was a waste. So then we got Future Star of the Year. Austin Theory wins. And so the whole Gargano family was out there. Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, Johnny and them was playing, talking. The man broke a window, a mirror. And because he broke a mirror, he feel like now he's poised with bad luck. And they messed around and gave us Johnny versus Leon Ruff for the North American Championship again. Why? Absolutely why? This match didn't even need to be on here. Heck, you could have gave Bronson Reed a shot. You could start pushing Bronson Reed back into that picture. Because we know dang well my man Leon Ruff ain't going nowhere. This dude ain't going nowhere. It's sad, man, because I told you, when I see us on this program, I don't have hope. I just say we're there to be there. That is it. They just put us on the show just to be on the show. And this Leon Ruff guy, aka ACH Jr., I'm not calling him by the name that they used to give him because he's skinning and grinning like how he used to do. And they call him Spider-Man because he be jumping around and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, man, it's like, man, why? Just why? Why, y'all? And I know with Triple H, I know he trying. And it's like, I know he want to give cats that look like me hope, but this ain't no hope for this guy. Ain't no hope. It's like he just there to be there. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, he just there to be there. It's a waste of time. It's my man shouldn't have never won the championship in the first place. But I know why they did it. They did it to try to knock off AEW whenever that week was. It was a counterattack. I mean, what did you expect? You knew dang well that man wasn't winning. Johnny wins with no problem. I said, that's it. After that, Leon Ruff needs to. I don't know. I honestly don't know what you do with this man. I honestly do not know what you do with Leon Ruff. I told you. It's like like he just there to skin and grin. He just there to smile. He there to look like Travis Scott. I'm told you, just Travis. He remind me of Travis Scott with them little tiny braids he got. And I'm telling you, this. It's sad, man. It really is, man. But that's how it is. It's sad, and you know it is what it is. But Johnny retains as if we expected him to. You knew he was, you know. So at this point, like I said, it's time to move. But I tell you who. Well, see, I don't know what they're doing because I'm about to talk about him next. So after Johnny wins, they cut to Dexter Lumis crazy behind. Now, the one thing I gotta give Dexter Lumis, this guy is an excellent draw. He draws up everybody in the locker room. Whoever has a match for New Year's Evil, he can draw them to a T. And they all look like they characters, even though they look goofy as cartoons. But they look like all their characters. And he drew up everybody that has a match. So Graham Metalik of the Lucha House Party will take on Santos Escobar for the Cruiserweight Championship next week at New Year's Evil. So now this show was garbage, but I think next week's show is going to be great, and it will be going head to head with New Year's Bash or whatever they call it over there in AEW, over in the Dynamite. So it's going to be something. I'm going to watch, and I will give y'all an honest review like I always do. Like I said, Wednesday night is where it's at. I wish, personally, I think Triple H and them, they need to move NXT to another night. You move NXT to another night, now both shows can grow. Now, everybody who's still a fan of NXT, that's hardcore AEW heads, they can help NXT get that million rating. And then the cats who are NXT heads that watch AEW, they can help AEW consistently keep that million rating. You know what I mean? But Vince so freaking petty, he want AEW to fail. Well, they ain't failing now, especially in the show they gave us tonight. They really not failing, you know what I mean? But, like I said in my AEW review, man, I thank everybody who still rock with me, man. I appreciate it. I know I lost 2 subscribers. I had like 58, now it's back down to 56. But I appreciate everybody who been rocking with me for all this time. 2021 is the year I want to continue to grow this channel. Like I said, it's all about growth at the end of the day. You want to grow. You don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to stay in the same place. Like I said, next year at this time, I'm looking to be close to 200. Like I said, I'm going to keep growing. That's what I'm looking forward to. Getting my subscribers up, getting them up, doing the best to stay consistent. Also, everybody know, if you want to reach out to me, y'all know I'm on Twitter. Y'all know where to find me. Casey Field Wrestling Takes, a.k.a. Marcel at Beast21 at Beast to Blessing on Twitter. Y'all know reach me. I do have other social medias, but I'm never on Facebook, and I'm hardly on Instagram. I think I probably might have to start getting on Instagram so I can start promoting my wrestling channel. But y'all really want to get in contact with me, I'm always on Twitter. Now, I may not respond to you right away, but best believe you're going to be able to reach out to me. It's not hard. I will do my best to try to stay to reply to the comments and everything. And like I said, once again, like I said in my AEW video, you guys, I appreciate everything. 2021, y'all. I know this shit was crummy. Like I said, it's unfortunate. We went out with a sad note. Luke Harper, y'all know who he is in WWE land, dipped out. And, man, we had this COVID stuff going on. And it just, man, it just made people just, feel like, man, like, when is we going to have a brighter day? But at the end of the day, y'all just keep your heads up, stay consistent, do what you need to do. Because let's claim 2021 to be our year, regardless of what's going on. You know what I mean? So happy New Year to each and every one of y'all, man. I'm out. Holla at me.